said earlier, men's success,
And the
yes,
stories.
and their stories. So something happened. So by my season second term was when lockdown happened, financial crisis hit our family. So stuffs happened, Then I wasn't able to be resuming school early. I was mostly resuming school 6th week, 7th week when they already done first and second test. While I was at home, my dad had some business and finance books. So I was devouring them like seriously because I actually loved reading and I'd read all the novels at home. So those are the only books available. And to be honest, at that point, I don't know, but the spiritual books were no longer intriguing to me because I was just like, okay, these other ones that are outside here, let me just. So I picked those things. I started devouring them. By the time I got back to school, I meant to be like, guy, what happened? But because I was shy to tell them that my parents can no longer keep up with my fees,
Mm.
I was always putting up one line or the other.
Okay.
But as time went after secondary school, I discovered that what I did then was actually bad for my reputation. I've corrected my mistake now. But man, then I actually devoured those books between those 8 weeks. I know how many of my dad books I read, and actually then was impressed. Just that my mom was always bothered that how can other children be in school, my own child is at home, stuff like that. So that's how I went on. Then I started chasing my dream from there.
Awesome. Now, let's quickly touch on that.
Yeah,
While you were at home,
yeah,
outside the normal school system,
yeah,
or you were home schooling on books,
yeah. I
you
was.
know,
Yeah.
self
So
schooling
yeah. So
on your
first,
dad's
so
books.
yeah. So firstly, what even okay during my 4 months holiday in
Okay.
JS3, there was this, Brian Tracy is a popular, motivational speaker that
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
motivates people into business and stuff. So my dad has one of his books and told me because then whenever they say something and I know I'm not responsible, I'll just leave the excuse it was my junior because I'm actually old enough. So I was like, no, it's not me, it's not me. My dad said that no, that what I'm doing is actually irresponsible. That's I'm meant to take responsibility. So he gave me a book, no excuses.
Okay.
So that was when my journey started. After reading Brian Tracy, the book was nice. And minus no excuse, I got to that part about being responsible. So I started diving into other books. When my dad helped me, I actually got more of Brian Tracy's book and more other
Wow.
books. Then I read The Success Principle by Jack Canfield. He's the author of Chicken Soup for the Soul. I know, yeah, they have various episodes. So I started read Mark Twain's books, some other people too. So I discovered, actually, read some marketing books by people who finished from Harvard Business School and so that was how I picked up my journey.
Okay, great. Now, it seems like your journey to the path where you are now started somehow from there. Now, can you give
Yeah,
us a bit more details about how that moment of staying at home
yeah,
with your dad's books,
yeah.
all right, really impacted your life? And a bit more clarity on how that journey has also helped you in navigating a lot of life decisions and also in pursuing or having to be able to get clarity
Yeah.
on what you're doing right now.
Yeah, okay, so this is it. I was able to set my priorities right because I was in senior secondary school, and in this Nigerian system, your WAEC and your JAMB is, your parents will hold it stuff for your neck by the time you're in senior secondary school, you get. So I always come back home every day with my textbooks. So I had to do this. During the holidays, I was reading my textbooks. Then when I discovered that, my parents had not done it, so I had to be at home for a while, I was picking up my dad's books. So since I was in commercial class, most of what I was doing was actually relating. So when I read my books, I discovered I have to do further research. I discovered that there were tidbits that will, explain more of what I was not understanding in my textbook from there.
Okay.
So it became easier. What I don't understand in my textbook, I understood from the books, and I was able to put two and two together, and everything was clear on both terms. My dad books and my school books, I was able to correlate to both of them, and I understood perfectly. So because right from when I was small, as I prayed about it, I already knew where I was heading to. I already set out my priorities right. I knew that okay, at so and so point in life, this is the stepping stone. You have to start from step one, step two, step three. So as hurdles came, I already knew that okay, I had to go and look for research in this problem. Okay, this is what I'm going through now. I had to go and do my research on my own, and kept advancing from there.
Awesome, awesome. Now,
Yeah.
um, looking at how much,
Mm-hmm.
how well that that experience really impacted your life,
Yeah.
shaped your understanding of life, and
Yeah.
gives you a better perspective of, you know, uh, life and also your area of career
Yeah.
pursuit.
Pursuit. Yes.
How do you think that's also, I mean, young people in school
Yeah.
consciously now, all
Yeah.
right? It was not something that you consciously wanted to do, like
Do yeah.
from the initial stage.
Stage. Yeah.
I believe if you were to be in school at that time, if things hadn't happened the way they
Yeah.
happened, probably you might not find the need to
Yeah.
sit with those books.
Yeah. No.
Now,
No. No. I won't find the time. I
the
actually
time.
had the passion to read those books, but
Okay.
there was no time.
Okay, great. Okay, great.
Yeah.
Now, how do you view or students now
Yeah.
who are in school consuming academic books that are
Books. Yeah.
directly connected to their area of career pursuit
Study. Yeah.
can also be more intentional, all right,
Yeah.
in also engaging these other books, self-help books, all
Okay.
right, that helped you.
Yeah.
all right, so that they can also be able to get better clarity
Yes.
and be able to navigate their way through life, especially in the way these things has helped you. Knowing what you know now, all
Yes.
right, knowing what you know now
Mm.
about how important it is to leverage these resources.
Yeah.
So, how do you think the younger person can also leverage that?
So this is it. So right now, I'll be very raw, and I know for anyone who watch this and I'll pinpoint to it, it can actually be painful. So this is it. In our Nigerian system here, once you're not in school, the older ones now, or people who we call who are not Gen Zs, let me put
Yeah.
it that way, tend to seem that you can't make it without education.
Okay.
So I'm actually going to debunk that. You can actually make it without education. But the thing is that we the younger generation now are doing it in the wrong way. We want to prove to the other ones that we can make it, but most people actually want to make it the like fraudulently. Yes, when you don't go to school, you're actually going to doing fraudulent practices or most people known as Yahoo Yahoo.
Yeah.
Yes, so that's the thing. I want to let you know something. Papa said that you have to actually build up capacity.
Yeah.
So please, reading books can actually be very boring. It's not everybody's thing.
Yeah.
But you have to discipline yourself. Yeah,
Yeah.
life is all about sacrifices to make it somewhere.
Okay.
So you're in school now. Please, you have to know where you're going. Let me tell you, you have to debunk the role of career. I want if you ask any Nigerian youth on the road, I just want to make it. If you ask an engineering student now, want to make it and go for work with NASA or work with Chevron or work with a top paying company, as a staff or something. I'm not saying that being in career is bad, but I'm saying that what if the career does not work out?
Okay.
There are actually many first class graduates who don't still have a job.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are actually many first class graduates from world class universities who don't actually have a job. So that's something that you're pursuing. If A doesn't work, B should work. They said that if plan A doesn't work, you have 25 more alphabets to go. So diversify. Like don't just stay on one spot. Like the reason why I actually diversify was if academics don't work, then this should work. If career don't work, let me tell you, if I actually go for C, right now top organizations are not actually looking at your research, they're actually looking at your potentials. Even if you finish school with a third class and you had the potentials for a managerial role, trust me, they will give it to you. You are competent.
Yeah.
So let me tell you that thing that is see your life should not be judged by a piece of paper. Your third class or that paper that they give you on your convocation or your graduation, whatever, it's just credit. I'm not saying that you should go and get third class, so please, if possible, aim like surely aim for the top. Because I won't tell you that you should go for third class and I'm not on third class because I'm actually not on third class. So please, you understand. So that's what you should do. Like you should just try for the best. Just try for the best. If the career doesn't work, entrepreneurship should work out. And you should not only say because I'm studying, I don't know, I'm using engineering or sciences or whatever, or natural sciences or biological sciences or whatever, or aerospace. Like try and diversify. Learn a skill. Exactly. Just learn a skill. Learn something. I don't know. There are some people who discover that they wanted to do this, but eventually they discovered this part. There are people who are engineers, but they make most of their money from investing in companies and stocks. You understand? So the world is a very wide place. You can't say that you're called to only make money from one spot. That's why we have multiple streams of income. I can make money from different, different places in the diaspora. Exactly. So that's just it. Please, we should not be single-minded because we're actually very naive in this country, to be honest. Like nobody wants to think outside the box. Just believe that okay, since I'm studying the five engineering course, my own is to go and wear helmet and boot something and work in a company where they pay me well. You understand?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's not the way life should be.
Okay, great. Now, you really